What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Hope y'all having a great Sunday. It's been a minute since we got on the mic. Let me turn this down just a tad. All right, there we go. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Testing 1, 2. Let me know if y'all can hear me, and let me know if anything echoing. Is everything good as far as the audio? I think there's a little echo right there. Other than that, man, what's going on with y'all? Hope everything been going on good with y'all trading. Like I said, it's been a little minute. And so we're gonna go ahead and get it in today, and we're gonna start back on our weekly analysis like we have been. Because as of late, we haven't been streaming because there's been a lot of things going on with the family, with the kiddos, end of the year, graduations, all of that kind of thing. So just life been lifing. And, I'm pretty sure everybody can attest to that. Excuse me. And so, like I said, we're going to get it in. We're going to go over a few pairs. So far, we got 4 of them that we're going over so far. For those who log on that are new, I'm gonna mark up GU all the way from scratch, from beginning to end, because I know that we have some subscribers that are absolutely new, and so I want to make sure that they can understand and see the actual strategy all the way through. Like I said, I'm gonna do that on the pair of GU. I'm gonna do that one last. But first things we're gonna go over our news, and then we're gonna get right into it. We're not gonna delay or anything like that, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right. So it's 2:03. We'll give everybody about 2 more minutes before we kick it off. Also, man, let me know who all on. Put something in the chat. Holla at me. Let me know who all joining us today, and I appreciate y'all joining as always. Yeah, I appreciate y'all joining, man. Also, the last few weeks have been a little bit slow for me on a trading tip. For one, like I said, dealing with the kids a lot, and my mind is dealing with family a lot. I don't trade a lot because for me, I like to be 100% in. If you half and half in, and that's the times where you really get blasted and your psychology kind of take hold. So you gotta make sure you locked in. Ish, what's going on, my man? Yeah, it's been a minute, but we about to get back on it. Definitely the summer is starting, so it's definitely about to be more consistency as far as the streaming and all of that type of thing. And we about to put out some more videos. So without further ado, y'all, it's 2:04, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Start off with a word of prayer first. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for life, health, and strength, Lord. I want to thank you for any and everyone that's under the sound of my voice, any and everyone who's affiliated with the Pips Academy. I pray that everyone remains safe. I hope that their families are good and safe through this 3-day weekend that we have. I pray that each and every person gets some rest and relaxation. And also, always, I pray that this week is more profitable than it was last week. I pray that anybody that's affiliated with the Pips Academy, that they can experience financial freedom through this particular resource. Lord, we ask these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, man, let's get into it without further ado. Let's get into it, man. So for those who are absolutely new to trading and don't really know the processes and things like that we go through, there's 2 different things. We have technical analysis and we have fundamental analysis. Fundamental is your news. News is a high impact for pairs. When the news happens, it affects our pairs drastically and things like that. And that can be the determination from winning and losing a trade. It just depends on what that particular news is or that particular event. So most of the times we like to focus on the red folders, the orange folders as well, but the red, more importantly, those are the ones that usually we see spikes of volatility in the market. So on Sunday, well today, tonight we have the JPY, the Japanese yen. We have Governor Yuta speaking. I'm not really familiar with that. And so for those who are trading GJ, anything JPY, I don't know if you guys are trading today, but just be mindful that you're gonna have some movement today later on during our Asian session. Tomorrow we have Memorial Day, so for me it's probably gonna be hands off. I probably won't even be looking at the charts tomorrow, but we have some orange folders on the euro, the Aussie dollar, and also the Swiss franc. Going into Tuesday, we have CPI on AUD, but we also have some USD news at 9 o'clock. We have CB consumer confidence. Excuse me. Going into Wednesday, we got the euro all day, so we might see various spikes on the euro depending on what pair you're trading and when and things like that. We got the Richmond Manufacturing Index for USD, and we got the Swiss franc later on that night around 7 p.m. Central Time. Kicking off into Thursday for our London session, we got GDP, gross domestic product, on the Swiss franc, and we also have some action on the euro. But then going into our New York session, we have unemployment claims for the US dollar, so we definitely should see some movement Thursday morning. We have pending home sales for USD at 9 o'clock. We got JPY that night, and also the Chinese yuan. Okay. Going into Friday to close it out, at the end of our London session, we got a CPI on the euro, and then closing it out on Friday, we have GDP for the Canadian dollar, and we also got USD core PCE price index. Okay. And then we also got some news at 8:45. So let's get into it. So today we're gonna go gold, the NASDAQ, which is NAS 100. We're gonna go over the S&P, and then we're gonna end it off with GBP USD, but we're gonna mark that up totally from scratch. Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with gold. All right. So right now, with gold, this is our daily time frame. Right now with gold, we can see that we're bullish right now. We had a higher high, higher low, and we got a higher high up in this area here. For me, I'm deeming this portion here as my high point. This here was a liquidity grab, hence why I have a liquidity symbol here. And so as you guys can see in this area here, we do have body closures that closed above this area here. So we can see that price gave us a pullback, excuse me, and it's pulling back near into this daily demand zone here. And we also have an imbalance in this area as well. Okay. So now let's drop it to our 4-hour time frame and see what we have. So now on our 4-hour time frame, one of the things that we can see is initially we were bullish. We can see here price came down, gave us a change of character or break of structure, whichever one you want to call it, right here. Okay, gave us a retest, and then price gave us bullish price action up to this area here, and gave us another change of character or break of structure in this area right here. Okay, so now one of the things that we're looking for is for price to pull back, possibly 50% within our fibs. So if we take our fibs and we utilize it on this leg of structure here, this is our golden zone right up in this area here. So for those that are new, that don't understand what we're talking about, so Fibonacci is a tool that we use to measure retracements. Okay, and in these particular levels, you have a 50%, 61, 78, and a 100. This area here is considered to be a discounted zone, okay? Because, I'm sorry, not discounted, I'm sorry. This is considered to be a premium zone. And what I mean by that is, just think about it in terms of when you're buying or selling something. When you sell something, you want to sell it at a premium. That way you get the best price possible for whatever it is that you sell. So when price comes up to this area, it's in a premium area because it gives you a better risk to reward. So think about it. Let's just say if you took a trade down here and you were looking for price to come down here, up in this area is your protected high. The risk to reward is not that great. If you take a sale here and you're looking to come down here, when you look at that, this is almost like a 1-to-1. That's not a really, really good risk to reward. However, if price come up to this premium zone, you can see that your risk level decreases, but your reward increases. So that's why we look at this when you're selling, we look at this as a premium zone because you're trying to sell it at a premium price. Okay, so we're looking for price to come up into this premium zone here before we look for sales to go down to the downside. Okay, so now let's break it down to our 15-minute time frame. So now as we're looking at our 15-minute time frame, we want to break the market down in fractions on each time frame. The smaller we get, we can get better risk to reward. So if we look at this from a 15-minute perspective, we can see that price came down, gave us a lower low, lower high. Let's see something. Lower low, 1, 2, yeah, gave us a lower high here. Came down, lower low, lower high, lower low, and gave us a break of structure in this area right here. Okay. And now let's see exactly what price is on this retracement. If we take it from the bottom, take it from the bottom to the top, we can see that this 15-minute has already entered into our golden zone. So now this is considered to be our discounted zone, which is the opposite of what we were looking at before. It's discounted because think of it like this. When you're trying to buy something, you want to buy something at a discount. You want to always get the best price when you're buying something. So now we're in a discounted area, and what we want to do is wait for a break of structure or change of character on the 1-minute time frame. And so if we look at this, it hit our discounted area, and then coming into on Friday, we can see, let's look at this. Price came down, gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low. So this here was just kind of playing within this leg of structure. Well, actually, let's see something for a second. So we're looking at the 5-minute. This is the 5-minute structure here. Let's see. So this is the 5-minute structure that we're looking at from this perspective. Okay. But if we break it down to the 1-minute, let's take a look at it. So on the 1-minute time frame, we can see the price clearly. We can see that price gave us our peaks and valleys here. We can see that we literally had price action coming all up in here, and we had a change of character. Price came all the way back to this area here, and it never broke this low. Well, maybe it did. Let's look at this closely. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it actually did. It produced a lower low. So we're still in a downward trend because we have body closures in this area. So right now, we're still looking for price to break this area here. Okay, it did break this initially, but we got body closures down in this area. Let's see something. Wait a minute. So we got price to come down here. You know what? I'm not gonna do the 1-minute on this one just because, I want to be sure. So for me, this is gonna be my area here that I'm looking for price to break and give me a retest on this 5-minute area here. Okay. So one of the things that we want to see, this is my range here. So I want to see price break this area, retest, and then I can ride price up to this 15-minute area all the way up here. Something like this. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So with gold, that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. We want to wait for us to get a break of structure or change of character on the 5-minute retest, and then we can take it up to take out this weak high up in this area here. Okay, because ultimately what we're looking for is we're looking for price to come all the way back up into this premium zone on the 4-hour. However, you know, just depending on your psychology, you can actually take it to take out this weak high here, or if your psychology is all of that and a bag of chips, you can take it all the way up. Okay, but that's pretty much what we have on gold. You know, if you guys have any questions about it, just let me know. Go ahead and put it in the chat for us. All right, y'all, let's go over to the NASDAQ, NAS 100. Okay, so let's start this off by looking at the daily time frame on this particular pair. So one of the things that we can see on NAS is that we're bullish on the daily time frame. We can see higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, it took out this high here. All right. So if we drop down to our 4-hour, we can see, come on, man. So on our 4-hour, we can see the swings are not that large. Okay, we can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this is the 4-hour leg of structure that we're playing in right now. We can see that we're bullish. Okay. So with that being said, a couple of things that we can look at from this particular pair. Since we know that we're looking for price to take out this area here, let's go ahead and look at our 15-minute to see exactly what's going on. Okay, because we're already bullish and we're going up at this particular point. One of the things that we can see is that let's see, 15-minute. Let's kind of backtrack this thing for a minute so we can get a clear picture on what's going on. We can see that on the 15-minute we have price higher high, higher low, higher high, and a break of structure here. Okay, price gave us a retest, dropped down, and now it came all the way up to its protected high here, and we want to take a look and see if this is going to continue downward. However, because we look at the higher time frame bias, smaller time frame pretty much just fulfills what the higher time frame is doing. So for me, I'm not going to necessarily look for any sales or anything like that. Even though we're in a 15-minute, this could be a great opportunity. On a 4-hour, we're bullish. So we want to make sure that we're mindful of that, okay? So with that being said, for NAS, I'm going to be extremely patient because I want to see price break this area, okay? I want to see it come up here and break this area. If we look at a 1-minute or even a 5-minute, we can see that this structure is pretty large, because from a 5-minute perspective or a 1-minute perspective, this is the structure here. Okay, this is the structure. From this point to this point. So price would literally have to do something like this, break this area, retest, and go to the downside. But because we're, like I said, because we're bullish on the 4-hour, I'm not even looking for sales at all. Even though, we're close to this area to break structure on the 15, that's what I want to see. I want to see price break structure here, give us a retest, and continue to take out this 4-hour high up in this area right here. Okay, so that's pretty much what I want to see on NAS. Take these off. There we go. So that's pretty much what I want to see for NAS. I'm just going to be patient. I can put an alert here though, just to know when it do break structure. NAS M15 BOS. And also, you guys, if you guys have any pairs that you want to see marked up within this particular live stream session, let me know. Because we're running through these pairs fairly quickly. Let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500 right quick. And then after that, we're going to look at GU. All right. So if we're looking at the S&P, this is one of the pairs that I've started to grow really accustomed to. For the simple fact, it has really clean moves. And I like the way it moves. And one of the things to note is NAS and the S&P. This is in 15 minute structure. NAS and the S&P moves pretty much identical to each other. So let's take a look at this. If we're looking at let's go to the 15 minute. If we're looking at the 15 minute, this is exactly what we saw on NAS. Price came up, gave us a breaker structure, gave us this type of structure here, and it was resting here. If we go back over to NAS, go to the 15 minute, we have literally the same thing. All I have to do is put this right here. So to be honest with you, I really don't even have to really look at NAS because it's the exact same thing. Breaker structure gave us a little bit of action here, and it's up in here. If we go over to the S&P, we can see the same thing. Breaker structure, and now it's up here. So this is a pair that we actually don't need to go over because it's literally the same exact markups and everything, okay? And like I said, if you guys have any pairs, because we were kind of running through these fast, if you guys have any other pairs you want to see, go ahead and put them in the chat and I'll be happy to get to them. But let's go ahead and mark up GU. We're going to do GU completely from scratch. I took everything off of here and we're going to go into with a fresh bias. And this really is to benefit the newer subscribers and some who have been with us for a long time. It's always good to just get a fresh perspective on marking up the charts and all of that kind of thing, okay? So on this particular pair, we're going to start off with the weekly time frame, okay? We can actually look at the monthly because this month is getting ready to end, just to get an idea of what the candle is doing for this particular month. So if we look at this, wait a minute, I think I still have my monthly structure. Yeah, I did actually still have monthly structure on here, supply zones and all of that kind of stuff. But we only want to look at this one candle though. If we're looking at the monthly, we can see that this particular candle, this monthly candle, is taking out the liquidity on the previous month here. All right. And so with that being said, we getting a monthly candle that's probably going to get ready to close soon. And when that happens, we usually have the next monthly candle to do one or two things: take out liquidity and then drop within this particular candle, or blast up through it and take this candle out. But you know, just looking at this, we can see it's almost like a bullish engulfing, kind of engulfing this. So right after that, a lot of times we know there's usually some sort of retest and then it continues up or down, or however it is going to do. Okay. But we can see that this monthly candle is extremely bullish. So this month we had a lot of bullish price action. Okay. So going into the weekly, let's kind of look at the weekly and kind of mark this up to see what we can actually capitalize off of. Okay. So in looking at the weekly, just looking at this from a big picture perspective, we can see that, you know, price is pretty much bearish. We can see that we got, you know, pretty much lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So from a weekly perspective, we can see that, no, I take that back. We actually changed to bullish on this particular pair. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Now let's go ahead and mark this up. So from a weekly perspective, higher high, higher low. Let's see. Okay, higher high, did break structure right here, give us a retest, and then it started to tank. Price came all the way up, give us a break of structure here, retest, and then price possibly will go to take out this high here. All right, so right now, this is what we're looking at. So we're recent. Let's look at it from this perspective right here. This is a weekly break of structure. All right, and so we're pretty much doing, for those who are new, we're doing top-down analysis, just starting from the higher time frame, and we're just gonna break it down piece by piece. All right, so we can see that was a weekly. We got a retest here, higher high. So right now, this is our weekly structure. This is our weekly low. And this is our weekly high. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and group those. That's our weekly low here. All right, let's go ahead and group those to make sure we got everything in our group. Weekly structure. All right, so now let's go ahead and go to our daily. So on the daily time frame, let's look at what we got on this thing recently. Let's see. So a couple things we can see is we had a transition. Okay, so right here we can see price gave us a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and it gave us a break of structure right here. Okay. So daily break of structure. And then we can see, one of the things that we can see is if we utilize our fibs. We took it from this top and this bottom here, because right now this is our daily structure. Right here, our daily leg of structure. All right, price came up. It's in our premium area, and we can see that it tapped into this supply zone right here. We got a supply zone that price has tapped into. Daily supply right here. Okay. All right. So this is our daily. So let's go ahead and make sure we notate all of this. This is our daily structure. All right. So that's everything that we're looking at. So right now, one or two things, since we're clear within our premium area, we can see a rejection and price can come to the downside. Okay. So now let's go ahead and look at our 4 hour. Okay. Go to the 4 hour time frame and let's look at our market structure for our 4 hour. And we just constantly keep breaking it down into different smaller fractals of the market. All right, this is our 4 hour low. I'm sorry. This is strong because our 4 hour is bullish. H4 strong. And for those, if I'm going too fast, I'll show you why. This is our H4 weak. Show you why this is bullish. So if we're looking at this and we look at the market structure on this, we can see that we got a higher high, higher low, higher high, Price come down here. It's a potential higher low, but it's not yet until this is broken. Okay, so this is our confirmed low. This is our confirmed high. Okay, so now one of the things that we can see with this is on this 4-hour leg of structure, price, if we utilize our Fibonacci tool, price has already retraced within our golden zone here. Okay, so now on a smaller time frame, we probably had some break of structure and price is continuing to take out this weak high here. So let's make sure we notate our 4-hour structure. We'll put that in a folder for structure. All right, let's go to our 15-minute. All right, so now on our 15-minute, we got a lot of action over here that looks, a lot of consolidation, a lot of back and forth and all of that craziness. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna focus on where we are within the market right here, okay? To kind of see what we can kind of capitalize off of and look at. So is there any structure that we can see? We can't come here and say that, that this broke down here, being that this is the low here. This here was pretty much a liquidity grab. Liquidity here, and then price shot up. We didn't get any candle body closures below this area here. Okay. However, let's look at this. Okay, this is the lowest point here. So this is all consolidation. So let's see. So the way this is looking for me is this. All right. Initially, we had price to give us a high, a low in this area. It played around and all of this. Okay. And let's see. Give us a high here. Hold on. Let me look at this. Let me look at this closely. Let's look at this. Let me see. Yeah, this is our high initially right here. This is our low. Got a liquidity grab here. Price decided to shoot up, came down, it played around, but then we end up getting a break of structure right here on the 15-minute. Okay, right here. All right. Now price came through. This is our protected high up here. Price is all the way up in this area. However, I don't want to look for sales because ultimately we're looking for price to take this out. Okay. Now, if this would have been reversed, if this would have been a 4-hour strong area, then when we got up here, I'd have been looking for a smaller time frame bias to actually sell this and go to the downside. Okay. However, we're not necessarily looking for sales. We're looking for price to pretty much break through this, give us a retest, and then continue to the upside. Okay. So pretty much the only thing we can do in this particular instance is wait. Okay. That's pretty much all we can do is wait. All we got to do is wait for price to break this area, give us a retest, and then continue to the upside. Okay. So for GU, we're looking for buys. And that's pretty much it, you guys. This week we have really easy plays to play with within the market, and that's pretty much what we see. Hey, I want to thank you guys. We ended this actually really early. I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. I'm going to be in the Discord chat heavily this week. Let me see. I'm gonna be in the Discord heavily this week, and so definitely look forward to you guys trading this week. Looking forward to you guys having questions, and let's go ahead and kill the markets and capitalize on whatever we have this week. Hey y'all, let me know if y'all got any more questions before we jump off. And if y'all don't have any more questions, like I said, I'll be heavily within the chat this week. We got a lot of videos to put out this summer and all of that good stuff. We're going to continue on our normal schedules as far as our weekly analysis. And hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one. We out.